Good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Rick Dancer. It is 4:25 and checking in to find out what is going on in your world and what happened today. And there, notification is now out. My phone just got hit that somebody has notified you that we are here. We being me, alone in my office. And there's hardly anybody here. Hi, Amanda Knoll. How are you? I see you. Busy day, but just doing like clerical stuff, trying to clean up. Swam this morning. It was awesome. My wrist is doing way, 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 way better in the water. I love swimming, and that has been great. And hello, Gary Lee. How are you? No scammer. No, I've only had to turn in 3 fake pages today, people using my picture. Amanda Knoll, you are good. That is good to hear. Good afternoon, Bobby. And Justice. That's a hell of a long name. So what's going on with you guys? Yeehaw! yeah, this is my mask. Well, this is what I wore today. So I can put it up over my face and abide by the rules of the state of Oregon. Look at that. And the nice thing is, I can also rob a bank at the same time. And glad your wrist is healing. It feels better. It feels so much better. See? Look at that. Way better. I mean, it still hurts. There's still pain in there, but it's doing a lot better. Justice Shepherd is my kennel's name. Oh, that's right. You raise German Shepherds, don't you? Like out in Veneta. You know what, Bobby? You should get a hold of me because you'd be somebody fun to do. I have a business client that we do businesses. It's rick@rickdancer.com. That's my email. Get a hold of me because your shepherds would be probably a really, really popular topic. Laugh out loud. This is my mask, and if you're going to tease me about it, you robbing a train, I might rob a train. Mike, so is it okay to talk about COVID with you? Hey, Nathan, sorry you're having a bad day. Locked your keys in your car. You want to hear my story? So on my birthday weekend, hoorah, I'm in, you're in Monroe. That's okay. Email me. I'm in Grants Pass with my wife, and somehow I have on my truck, I have a sensor that, when you get too close to somebody, it beeps, beep, beep, beep. Well, somehow it got turned off. I don't know if I got turned off when I got my car oil changed or if I accidentally did it. I'm not blaming anybody. But it got turned off. Long story short, I backed into this little old couple's car, put a big old dent in their bumper. And I heard you got kicked out of a store today, Jason, you little turd. And anyway, so I backed into these people's car, and then so I run into the office and said, you know who this is, and blah, 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 and they didn't. All of a sudden, this little old couple's coming out, and I walked up and I said, did you have that dent in your bumper? And they went, oh, no. I said, well, I did that. And Kathy and I have a pretty high deductible, so it kind of put a damper on about an hour of our evening. But here's the moral of the story. Come home, check with my car people, and apparently for liability, I don't have to pay anything. So I did the right thing, and I don't have to pay anything out of pocket to do it. So that's pretty good. I'm finding if I just kind of trust and do things, she's in Monroe. She's the best. One of her dogs, he's the best home defense canine. Okay, so Bobby, you're getting some props here from Sally, who says you raise really good dogs. I think we need to do something with that. Just working while I still can. Yes. So Mike had COVID. I did not know that. So now we all know somebody who's had it. Hi, Karen. Yep, got it unlocked. So Mike, how bad was it? Oh God, I wish I was on. Hey, you want to send me I don't know how to do this. I could send you a link and you could come on here live with me. You want to do that? I need your address. I need your email address, and I'll send you an invite. I really want to talk to you. Love your live talks. I'm so tired of dissension, arguing, and hate. Thank you for being a sane light. Yeah, I had to block some asshole last night because he was a friend of mine's husband, and he was just F-bombing me, and I have no trouble with the F-bomb, but he was just like so rude, and so I answered him again, and then he just went all over again, and I'm like, you know, I'm not going to put up with this shit. And so I just took his comments off, and then I went in and I blocked him. And I'm like, you know, I'm just tired of people doing that. And then, you know, everybody, I don't know if you guys were on here yesterday, all these people were coming on. Rick, tell me what your favorite, okay, hold on, guys. You hold on just a minute out there. Email to MSLM. Oh, shit. EALM.com. Okay. I should be coming to you. So just make sure, Mike, that your phone is that your camera's on and your microphone is on, and I can get you. That was really good for you to tell those people. So I posted this information. It was a really cool piece I found, and they said one of the biggest things that puts people at risk is obesity. Obesity. Yeah, I understand. Okay, that's Mike's phone. You were right to block. Yeah, and I just, you know, so I put that article up, and then all these people come on and start picking on the article. Well, that was a month ago. And things change. Follow the science. I'm so sick of follow the science. Hashtag, you know, kiss my butt. But it's like, that's what happens all the time. They always find something wrong. They can't just go, oh, well, that's interesting, and then tell me what they disagree with. No, they have to always cut it down. So I don't do it. I don't play the mine's bigger than yours thing. I found a new indica strain today, and I'm really enjoying this afternoon. Oh, so Jason is joining us stoned out of his mind. Wondering why business owners who continue to have technical issues with webcams and audio don't call a professional to fix them. Eric, I'm not having problems. I'm doing fine. So I'm waiting to see if Mike gets that invite. Follows the science. Screw you. Yeah, here, let's do this. Hashtag follow the science. Yeah, I'll put that on there. Oh, not you. Yeah, because everybody can fix it themselves, Eric. Don't you think? That's how people are. I can do that. Sure you can. There. Hashtag follow the science. I met with a friend of mine, Matt Wildman, and Kathy and I are going to go on a raft trip with a group of people we don't know, 12 people we don't know, down the Rogue River the first week of August. We're just going to throw everything to the wind and say, fuck it and go. You know, instead of being around, I just went, and we're going to be camping, and it's out roughing it and all that stuff. How is school going to be opened and the restrictions? I don't think school is going to be open. I doubt it. Thank you so much. Okay, so anyway, so Matt Wildman invited us to go on this trip, and we're going to do it. We're going to go, we leave on the 6th, and we'll be gone for like 4 or 5 days, and you go with 12 people, and you have really good food and lots of beer, and we go down the river and camp along the way, see bear and all kinds of wildlife. And I'll probably videotape some of it and share it with you guys on Pacific Northwest Backstories. Oh, there's Mike. Okay, hold on. We're gonna add Mike. Okay, Mike, put the light in your face. Okay.
Here, that's better. There we go.
Okay, that's better. So you
Dog's going crazy now.
guys, this is Mike Ramsdale, and you had COVID-19.
Yeah.
You tested positive. I mean, you were sick.
Yeah.
And where you ended up in the hospital?
Yep, for a day.
Why? Tell people the story.
So what happened? I got it from my wife. She actually had it worse than I did, and so it lingered for like 2.5 weeks, and right in the middle of it, it was probably the worst. Where I really started really feel, because most of the time I could do stuff, but then there was times you just felt like you were kind of out of it, like you just were tired, and then all of a sudden it just like right in the middle of it, it just hit for like 3 days, and probably the first night, what happened was I guess I just overheated, and I went to bed. I had still my clothes on and everything, put the covers on, and then when I got up to go to the bathroom, I came back and it just there was a technical word for it, but I thought I was having a heart attack or a stroke. But
Really?
what happened was, because I have asthma, I guess my body overheated so much that the asthma kicked in, and of course that stuff attacks your lungs, and so it was some technical word that they called it, whatever, some kind of a stroke to your lungs or something like that. It's what all the little kids that have been dying from it, they've been talking about it, because they have some kind of a deal with their lungs. That's basically what happened to me at that time.
Because you have asthma, so this made it worse.
It made it worse, yeah.
So how sick were you?
Well, I tell you, that was probably the longest 5 minutes of my life, because I thought I mean, it was in January. It was one of the coldest nights that we had, and I was so hot. I think it was like 30 degrees outside, and I was still sweating.
So this is back in January when you had it?
This was in January, yeah. My doctor came out and told me that they were actually seeing cases in November, but they didn't know what it was.
Huh.
And when I wound up in the hospital, I went to Peace Harbor there in Florence, and they were seeing it, but they didn't know exactly what was going on at that time.
Uh-huh.
So they tested me and everything, stuck that Q-tip way up my nose, and then all the tests that they had at that time proved to be negative. But then I was later tested as a positive test.
Huh. So what do you think of all this? I've never talked to anybody that for sure that I know tested positive, and so I'm just curious your thoughts.
Well, it's the cough sucks, because you don't cough anything up. It's just like a weird cough. I mean, usually when you get the flu or something, you cough and stuff up. It just doesn't. There's nothing there. It just keeps doing it.
Like a dry cough.
Yeah, it's just a dry cough. It's just weird. It's weird. With me, I've got like 3 different inhalers, so that probably saved me a lot. My wife was horribly sick for 3 weeks with it.
So did you think yours was just like asthma then?
Well, it attacked my asthma because I overheated, and then because I overheated, because my temperature was like 102 or something like that when I wound up at the hospital.
Uh-huh.
And that just attacked my lungs. There was some technical word that they use. I can't remember the name of it. And that's basically why I wound up in the hospital with it.
So do you feel pretty lucky?
Oh, yeah. Well, now, but at that time, it was just, I just figured it was something goofy going, just some sickness that didn't want to go away.
So when people are talking about all this, you're not even the number then. You're not even a number on the chart, right?
I think so now. I think I'm one of the new ones now.
Oh, okay. So they put you on there because they go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad.
In fact, when I went to the VA to do my my regular blood test and stuff like that, they actually took some of that blood to use for for the antibody deal or whatever that they're using, to help people, people that might have it.
Right.
So.
Well, Mike, thanks for talking to me. I mean, just on the spur of the moment like that. I appreciate you coming on.
No big deal.
All right.
But it's not as scary as people think. You just get it. It's not as scary as people think.
What do you mean?
You're going to drop dead and die and all this. For the 2 weeks, the 2.5 weeks I had it, most of the time, I lifted weights, I went hunting, I did everything. It's just that at times you just felt like crap.
Right.
And it wasn't until, like I said, right in the middle is just when it all hit. And maybe because I just overdid it more than anything and kind of put myself in that, that position more than anything. But the medication they gave me didn't work, didn't really do nothing.
Really?
It's just using my inhaler and everything else that made it better.
All right. Mike, thank you, buddy.
You bet.
I appreciate your time. We'll see you later.
No problem. Thanks.
Okay, bye, buddy. So there, that's, I've been waiting to talk to somebody just who's had it because I don't know. I mean, I just know what they say on, TV and what people are talking about online. And so I haven't really had that experience of actually talking to somebody who's had it. And apparently, hold on just a second. Oh, conversation's going on. Anyway, there, that's kind of fun. Mike, you made, let's see, kick from studio. That's what I want to do. Kick guest. There, I got it. There we go. Thanks for Mike sharing. Yeah, isn't that kind of interesting? The question I have, the one thing I just haven't had answered, and I really want to know, is when they have all these numbers, how many people are like Mike? Like how many are like his wife? How many are serious, like really, really sick like that? How many are like him that work kind of working through life going, this maybe it's just, I'm just a little down. And how many have no symptoms whatsoever? Because I think when you hear the numbers and you hear this big, well, not huge number, but you hear the number, you don't really know how many of those people even knew they had it. I have a friend, I just found out about a person I know, and her daughter's boyfriend had it. So then she had to be quarantined too. But I haven't heard back because I asked, how sick was he? Thanks. I hope you can interview some more folks like that. Me too, Nicole. That is real. I've been trying. It's just hard to get people. I don't know if that says anything, but most people don't really know anybody that's had it. Glad to hear you and your wife have recovered. Talking about him. He said his wife was worse. Was she in the hospital? No. In fact, I think that's what he said earlier. And Mike, you can come on here and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think she was in the hospital. Mike said the only reason he went to the hospital is because he has really bad asthma, and it got so bad that he was having trouble breathing. I have at least 6 friends who think they had it, but most had it before there was any testing. I've heard people like that. Back in the November and December, like he was talking, people said, can you recap what he said? Webster, what he said, and I hope I'm being accurate here. He said that he had it for a couple of weeks and he still worked out. He'd go to the gym, do his job. I think he's retired, but just do what he was doing. And then every so often, every couple of days, he'd feel like, oh God, I just don't feel good. And then at one particular day, he has asthma and it got really bad and he had to go to the hospital. And that's when they checked and found out that he had it. But he said most of the time he was, just didn't feel quite right. But was doing, basic things like being like a typical man like me when I'm sick and I still go work out and do things that I probably shouldn't. And I do. That is why it's so confusing. If the numbers are so crazy, then why can't we find anyone with it? I'll just leave that as a dangling Chad. I was out of work for a week. Did you have it, Laura? No, she never went, but probably should have. Okay, so that's Mike right there, guys. Mike said his wife was never in the hospital, but she probably should have gone to the hospital. And his asthma, and that's what they're saying is most of the people that gets really, really serious have underlying conditions like Mike's asthma. Another one I saw listed today was obesity, heart problems, stuff like that. There was an employee at Gateway Target that was just tested positive. Okay. Hey, Mark. Hey, Rick. Love your live chats. Oh, thanks, Baylor. I love this. Oh, you're Mike's wife? Oh, Laura. Okay. So, we got the whole family. So you were pretty sick, huh? You can say anything you want on there. There were 3 at Walmart. One died. God, this thing goes so fast. He was COVID tested negatively in January in Florence, but later tested positive. I'm confused. That's what, Chris, that's what he said. So I think, and he can correct this, he was tested and it was negative the first time, and then he went back and it was later tested positive. Did you get tested also? I did. I got tested for the antibody and I didn't have it, which means I haven't had it, apparently. You look like a cowboy. This is I'm going to wear because I don't want to sit and put it up all the time. In my office, when I go outside of my office, I have to put on the mask. So I just put it up and down. So this is going to be my look until we change this over. Or on a really hot day, screw it. I'm not wearing this thing. I'll just put it over my face when I leave. This is the first person I've met with COVID. Thank you. Me too. That's the first one my son's girlfriend's father passed away from it in New Hampshire. And I'd never met him, but Jesse had. And he passed away, and it was devastating to the family. They think he had a heart attack, but he also found that he had COVID-19 in his system. Maybe your state is luckier for the instance, New York. We're very lucky, and our numbers are really low, which is why some people are having trouble understanding why we're doing what we're doing. I just use that as a comment. Hi, Laura. Thank you for joining us. It's so different for everybody, and lots of people are asymptomatic, and since those are the folks that get and there are folks that get really sick, right? I said that wrong. We all got to be nice and wear masks so we can all get through it. Folks getting sick at a time. So happy to have firsthand account. Yeah, me too. That was super interesting. God dang it. Oh, here's Laura. Worst fever, shaking, nonstop coughing. His reaction was scary. They have him 5 breathing treatments, and it was not allowed. I was not allowed in the room for a few hours. This is Mike's wife. They thought I had it. My symptoms, other than the fever, couldn't test me. Rick, don't get mad, but you look a little like Howdy Doody. Mark? Mark, here's the thing. You're so old, you know who Howdy Doody is. The rest of us don't even know. I don't even know what that means because I'm only in my 40s and you're way older than me. One of the deaths counted near us was from a head injury, but it was called a COVID death because he tested positive for asymptomatic COVID in hospital, tragic death, but not a COVID death. Okay. Donna Gomez, no, just fought it out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard that today about the Target employee. Medicaid gets paid when people test positive. They also get paid more if someone dies. Wow, nice. You're the evening entertainer while I make dinner. Well, I'm glad I can. What are you having for dinner? Yeah, tell me what you're having. I'm sure I had it in February. It lasted 3 months. And it was the worst flu-like symptoms I have ever experienced. Did you get tested though, Roger, or just not? I think they tested him for other things than not COVID. Then they tested him after. Okay. God dang, you guys, there's so many people on here. Mark Anthony Malina, it's just a bandana. Yeah, Mark. Nicole's sticking up for me. Screw you, Mark. Antibody tests are not 100% accurate. I've heard that too. This again is Laura, Mike's wife. They did not know what it was, and the antibodies test came back positive for Mike. What about for you, Laura? The outfit. Mark, don't pick on the host. When you come on my page, don't pick on the host because these people like me. And they'll beat the tar out of you. They'll bludgeon you with words. They like me. Well, there are some that don't, but we don't care about them. I like the cowboy thing. It became a whole outfit. Yeah, and I got a blue one, and I got 2 red ones. I gave my wife the white ones. I think I'm going to make this like a new thing, like a new look. Maybe twang my voice a little bit. I'm working on getting a person for you to talk with. Oh, Webster, you're awesome. Webster's now my new producer working with me. I'm paying huge sums of money to Webster. But it's worth it because Webster is amazing. We must comply or we will follow suit of California closing down whether we agree or not. I'll just be honest with you. The only reason I'm wearing this, it's not because I think it works. I think it's bullshit. I'm wearing this because a lot of people, I don't want to put people in that own a business in a place where they have to come up and feel bad telling me to put on a mask or something. It's the rule. I'm a rule breaker. I think it's dumb. The research I have says this isn't doing anything much. But I also really support and respect business owners. And I don't want to put them in a weird place. And I don't want them to have, it's a respect thing for them. It's not a respect for the government or its position at all. And that's just me telling you the truth. If you believe it, that's fine. I hold nothing against you. You may be right and I may be wrong, but I got to go with what I believe. And I don't believe it's a conspiracy. I think there's some weird things going on, but I just think, bottom line is it's nobody's fucking business. I'm doing it. So that's the good thing for everybody. I'm abiding by the rules, but my reasons I think are important because that's just who I am. Maybe Mike's first specimens was saved to test when better tests were available. Let's hope so, Karen. That's a great point. I have two separate friends that live in Portland who had it, one far worse than the other. In both cases, other members of their family also had it. In both families, they refused testing as it was the early days. One of them said it kept coming back and going away. I've heard that. I've heard that too. Hey, Aaron, I'm just giving thanks. My family is healthy. We pay our bills. Sarah and I are classified as essential workers. We wear masks so our community can continue to stay open. I still have time to bicker online. Well, at least you got your priorities straight, right? No ODEA. Rob, what does that mean? Joe, what does that mean? I find that I'm not very astute on some things. No, when I was tested at the hospital, they did not have the COVID-19 test. I tested negative for everything else. And I said they knew something was coming, but they did not know what it at the time. Love you, brother. It's a bandana. Mark, I'm just flipping you crap. 40 LOL, right. Ruth, are you questioning my age? Are you questioning my age? Somebody just said to me the other day, I asked them, they said, and they were probably being nice, but they thought I was in my mid 40s. So take that, Ruth. God. Yeah. Elisa, what is for dinner? You never told us what's for dinner. Alicia, is that how you say your name? Hi from Roseburg. Roseanne. Hey, Roseanne, I was in Roseburg last week and ate at the Block. Chill? Is it Chill Block? Chill? Little restaurant downtown. Oh, God, nicest people, great cinnamon rolls, and really good lunch. Super nice people. I think that's what it was called. Fill it in. Oh, smack. I know Howdy Doody from history books. Yeah, I've heard about Howdy Doody, but Mark told me about that when he was my teacher. Barbecue chicken and mashed potatoes. So what do you want me to, why don't you just PM me the address and what time is dinner? I don't want to be late. I know I'm sure you were inviting me, right? I mean, wouldn't you? Of course you were. Yeah, Laura's awesome. Wow, a dinner show. We provide everything. And this is not a sponsored show. This is just out of the kindness of my large heart. You're so popular. Hey, Joe. I have some information for you, but it won't fit in this part of the conversation because it'll start like this stew that'll just go anywhere. Joe's a big mask wearer. I loved how you opened up yesterday. You said exactly how I feel. I agree. I wear a mask out of respect for the businesses. Susie, what I'm kind of learning, and it's bringing, some drama to my life. But my wife and I were sitting there the other night and we were just saying to each other, I'm done playing the game. I'm just not going to be what people want me to be. I got to be, I think that's why, if I'm really honest, I'm just going to be really honest. Part of the hard part for me in my life is I am 61 years old. I have been through so many adventures in my life. I've lived so many lives. I've been a news anchor. I've been a reporter. I've traveled the world. I've done so many things. And I've been that Rick Dancer. And over the last 10 years after running for Secretary of State, I just want to be real. I want to live truth. And so when something that I don't believe in my heart is forced on me, then I feel like I'm being inauthentic. I feel like I'm being the Rick Dancer from the TV days where I have to suck it up and be some jackass and do things that I think are just stupid to get along and to be a good guy and to make KECI management happy. Well, that's what I feel like I'm doing with this, is to do this to get along, to make people not be mad at me, to make, that so they'll think that I'm a good person. Well, guess what? I am a freaking good person. But I just happen to think this is kind of crazy. And there's a lot of things about it that bother me. And that's just me. That's just what it is. So my issue is not because I don't care about other people. It's if I thought this really was damaging other people, then I would be acting differently. And I do care about people. And people can't put that label on me. They can try, but I got too much history for that. So I'm not afraid. And I'm not going to succumb to peer pressure, because I did that for a lot of my life. And it really doesn't work. I got to go to sleep at night, and I have to sleep with Rick Dancer. And I want to sleep with a Rick Dancer who is honest and lives his life in authenticity and who's authentic. And when I'm forced to do things and I'm losing my liberties and my ability to choose how I live my life, it makes me feel like I'm not being authentic. And that's bothersome to me. Now, it may not matter shit to you or to somebody watching this. It may not, who cares? This is about public. Well, for me, it's not about that, because I don't see it that way. I don't believe some of that. And I'm fine with you believing that. And it's all good. Somewhere in the end, when this is all done, we're all going to find out that we were a little bit wrong, that we didn't quite know everything we were talking about. And that's you and that's me. And yes, both of us. But why can't we get along and disagree in the process? I am so tired of that part of it. And that's why I kicked somebody off last night. I just blocked him. He was calling me the F word and making assumptions about things that I said that just weren't true. And I went, you know what? I don't have to put up with this shit. I'm just taking you off my page. I got him off my page. His wife's a good friend of mine, but if that damages our relationship, that must not have been that strong of a relationship then. But I'm just not going to play. I'm not going to play the game. I'm going to participate and live, and I'm going to help people. That's why this is here, so that when I went to Northwest Burger for lunch today, nobody had to come up and tell me to put my mask on. I'm a big boy. I can put it on. When I went to the gym this morning, I had my mask on when I walked in, took it off, did my workout, took a shower, put it back on, walked out. As soon as I got out the door, took it off, didn't put it on until I had to go into another store. I will put it on when I am ordered to do so, not by people, but living within the system, so that I don't put them in an awkward place. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, there's not much I can do about it. Hola. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. Hi, Rick. Saying how you vacation here, good and beautiful. Just saying hi to you from my vacation here in good old beautiful Wyoming. Oh my God, I love Wyoming. My son lives in Montana. Mark, I like howdy doody. I did not go to the doctor or get tested. I stayed home until I had zero fever and just stayed away from humans for about a month, as long as I felt like crud. I do not remember ever feeling as sick as I was for the first full week. Okay. I had that H1N1 in 2009. Oh God, I was miserable. And I finally ended up going to the hospital after about a week and a half. And I found out that's what it was. I never got diagnosed with COVID. When I went to the ER, they never tested me. I had oxygen in the 70s and my temperature was 103, treated horrible. They gave me an antibiotic when I followed up with my MD. He did an EKG and had a full MI. Hi, Karen. Nice. Go Webster. Got tested, but it came back negative. Still don't believe it was normal flu. I haven't had a flu in over 5 years. 72, but totally healthy. No underlying health issues. Man, Roger, I am so glad you made it. Really. I mean, you're in that category, except you look like you're in pretty good shape there. Small business will not survive if we close again. There is no way. If the governor of Oregon wants to see protests, all she has to do is try to shut this down again. I don't think I know too many people, super far left liberal people, progressive people, right-wing right people, middle of the road people, all kinds of people. And every one of them in the business world says, we cannot do this again. We will not survive our economy. And some people say, well, what about human life? Well, you know what? People and the economy are also part of human life. And when you destroy people, I heard about 2 suicides today. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. Buy some Wranglers and a cowboy boots. I have Wranglers at home and I have cowboy boots. I have 2 pair of cowboy boots and I have 2 cowboy hats. So take that and smoke it, Jason. My bandana is purple. Oh, Lynn, you're so royal. I went to lunch with friends in Florence today and we actually ate inside. Caused a lot of anxiety because we didn't know when we could pull our masks down. So as I understand it, I just did it when we walked in. They told me when I went into the place, it's probably different. When I sat down, they could take it down. It wasn't like you had to keep it on the whole time you were in there or something. So anyway, Rick, I support local business. Love it. I love local business people. They're the heart of our community. I'm a rule breaker too. I can tell, Susie, you don't even have to tell me. I'm so glad I'm not in Oregon right now. I hear our governor is laying out more petty rules since I've been on vacation. No comment. Good Lord, people. There's a ton of you on here. Okay, so where's the blue? There it is. God, you seriously. Toy Story Sheriff Woody. Albert, don't talk about my Woody. That makes me very uncomfortable. I went to a store today and to get a new Lane County Parks permit, and I was the only one besides the store owner in a mask. That's kind of weird. Thanks for not being that guy. Retail employees hate having to come over and be the bad guy and tell you we don't want to be fined or closed down. I also don't want other employees sick. Jackie, you're welcome. And I know people have treated, I want to tell a story, but I can't tell where it is. So a place that I frequent, they have to take your temperature when you come in. And I guess a bunch of people have been coming in and saying, you can't do that. It's my constitutional right not for you to take my temperature. And maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But just let them take your fucking temperature. It's not like they want to know what your temperature is. They've been instructed to do something and they have to do it. So just let them do their damn job. But it's like, oh my word. I don't know. I'm fucking abiding by the fucking rules. But I'm not going to stop enjoying my life. Annie, you and me both. And I love your F-bombs. August is going to be, we're actually doing one of our PNW backstories. We're headed to Redmond, Oregon. We've been working on this. So next week we'll be in Redmond at the end of the week doing some stuff. So yeah, they're not going to take my joy. And joy is something that they can't take it. You can give it away. You can let them have it, but I'm not going to let them have it. And they're not going to ruin my life. I'm going to continue to live, and I have this whole entire time. I have not locked down. I have not hidden in my closet. I think we should all live out of the closet. Grace, there's a sneaking watching you today. Office has only 8 people in it, and we are all okay with no mask due to under 10 people in the office. That sounds, yeah. I mean, if you know all the people, I think you have earned the right to say how you feel. Go for it. I do too. And like I said, I'm not against anyone, but I'm against people trying to put words in my mouth and make me out to be what they want me to be, because they don't know me. Comments are extra slow. I know, at least there's a ton. It's because there's a whole bunch and I can hardly go through here. Okay, so there it is. It's Bricks, the Bricks. This is the Roseburg restaurant I was talking about earlier. Hi, Hans. Oh, Claudia. You are just trying to flirt with me. We are having shrimp and veggies, crab, Mexican rice, and cod tacos. Virtue, I need to know where you live. And I'm not hitting on you. I just need to know where you live. My son's 45. Sorry you don't look younger than him. Okay, I'm 46, Ruth. God, trying to make me out to be an old man. I joke I live in a frat house. Yeah. Send it. Oh, I will. I'll get a hold of you. I'll let you know. I'll let you know more. Karen Smith. Karen's. We got a Karen in the house, everybody. We have a Karen in the house. Karen. Everybody needs a Karen. My older sister's Karen, and I cannot tell you how funny it is that Karen is Karen. Wouldn't that be horrible? Well, I guess Karen, is that horrible? I mean, all of a sudden your name has become synonymous with a whiny woman. like if Rick, like, oh, you're such a Rick. You know, here's a Rick. I'll tell you, respect for all the doctors, nurses. I agree. Already have seen a cinnamon bear, female grizzly bear, beautiful bull elk. Yeah, because you're in God's country. My wife wants to go to the Tetons. Bad. I will not. I got started delivering today, so I didn't go to the store. Rob, get your mask on. Look at how cool I mean, seriously, you could look as cool as me, Rob, if you would just go out and get a bandana and you put it on and look. I mean, seriously, I mean, I'm not bragging, but let me just tell you, do you want to know how many women hit on me today? None. Especially when I did this. Do you think I'm sexy? Not you, Joe. Do you think I'm sexy like this? Don't you think it's kind of like, don't you think? Maybe this COVID thing is going to be like, oh, now somebody's going to get mad because I'm making fun of, because somebody got mad at me yesterday. Somebody got mad on the other day because I was having fun with this, just kind of making humor out of it. I had to block her too. So many greedy people take advantage of this whole thing. Fire season is coming. Reduction in respiratory medicines. Yeah, we got to start getting smoke in the air. I'm not wearing this. Take this seriously. The pollen and the smoke gives everyone respiratory issues. Let's not let this thing energize. Be cool like Rick Dancer. Get a bandana. See? Joe, did you hear that? Jordan Meyer. I bet he's way younger than you are. I bet. And who is my Ruth? I bet Jordan's younger than 45 and thinks I'm younger than 45. He said, I'm cool with my bandana. And that's all I care about. I only care about what Jordan says. I don't care what Joe Rob thinks. I don't care that Ruth thinks I'm an old fart. Matthew, this is my friend Wildman. And now you're telling everybody how old I am. Matt, I've got everyone convinced that I'm in my 40s. So Matt is a liar. He's a habitual, I met him today, habitual liar. I'm 74. I refuse to live in fear. You know what, Susie? I think you've got big balls. Hi, Christine. How are you? I didn't mean that in a sexist way. That's how I feel. Absolutely. We will like the Rick you are. I am happy about that. Rick, you are on the roll. Keep going. Yeah. Rick, you and Kathy need to come spend the last 2 days of my trip out here in Wyoming before I have to come back to Oregon on Friday, which of course I don't want to. I think we're going to Montana in September because my son lives there. Hey, Rick, FYI, I'm celebrating 50 on that road trip. Bottles of whiskey make great gifts. Okay, is it just me? Or does anyone else sound like that sounds like begging for me to buy him a present? I mean, who does that? So the guy invites me on a rafting trip, me and my wife. I'm kind of really tired of this shit. I got to get this off of here. Hey, I'm getting more on my tattoo next week. This one. more on my tattoo on Tuesday. I'll be doing more tattoo work so that I can look even younger. And then I'm going to get a gold chain and hide it behind this. But anyway, let's get back to Matt and his rudeness about asking for a gift. You know, this is my new friend. And I think he and I need to sit down and have kind of a conversation about what the do's and don'ts of being a friend of Rick's. I have rules. When people become my friend, I have to give them a list of rules. And the way the rules work, Matt, is you always buy me a gift. And since you already missed my birthday, screw you. Hey, Max, at 61 years of old, you have earned the right to be who you think you want to be at this stage in your life. Whenever you decide, you will still be Rick Dancer, older and wiser. Max, thank you for throwing in the older and wiser. Everybody's kind of on a roll with that. At 52, I'm the same way. Be authentic. Haters will hate no matter what. You are such a Karen, and I love you. I always love watching you, Rick. Thanks for always being sincere and genuine. You are welcome. It matters. It does. Stay honest and say what doing your thing. You guys come. I have a friend with PTSD and other medical issues. She also gets claustrophobic with a mask. Yeah, I can understand that. I don't get claustrophobic, but you just nailed it, Rick. Verbal abuse is verbal abuse. Oh, you want to hear verbal? Is that what you're asking? You're asking for verbal abuse? No, that isn't. I haven't even started. Matt, if you want to hear verbal abuse, I'll tell you what. Here's what you do. When we're on our little raft trip with all of our 12 friends, you give me a couple shots of that whiskey that I buy you for your birthday, and we will start a verbal abuse party. You need to Facebook request me, Rick, so I can share all the awesome adventures. I don't have any more room on my page. You have to follow my page because my page is full. And then Facebook took away my other profile, which I wasn't supposed to have, but I've had it for 10 years and they didn't know. And then they found out. I'm kind of a rule breaker, and they spanked me and I liked it. Oh, man. My friend and I just discussed today how all of these defies logic. That's what my problem is. Yeah, I kind of am with you there. You got it. Comes with age and feels good to be free. All right, you got God. What, you guys are just crazy. Wait, who said that? You're not an old fart because you're the same age as me. Well, Audrey, guess what? Oh, so hold on. So Michelle has a pink bandana. Red is the color of success. Look, oh, now I could be Maid Marian. Oh God, that's gonna mess up my hair. You can't do that. You can't do that. No, that doesn't work. You're sleeping in a special spot on the camping trip. Oh, I'm sure I am. Like where the bears go. Spankings. Yeah. Jason, remember, you're high right now. None of this is really happening. Rick didn't say he was going to spank you. That's just in your mind. That's back there in the back of your mind. You need to deal with that on your own. Rick can't help you with that. You're just high. Jason, it's all that marijuana you were smoking today. Is it happy hour? God, oh my God, it is, but I'm at work. I need to get home. Little Red Riding Hood. Uh-huh. I'm not her. Jason, when you're high, this is the only date you get. Oh, Happy, is that really your name? Very sad day for our family. Oh, it's been 1 month since we lost our precious daughter. Oh, Happy. Happy, I'm sorry. So Happy had a wonderful little daughter, and I had her on the show recently. Not her daughter, but Happy. And Happy and her husband and their daughter came on the show to talk about her daughter who died in a house fire down in, come on, Rick, down Kala. Is that right, Happy? And they lost their house, which in the big picture doesn't really matter since they lost their daughter. And she had what what I refer to as different abilities, um, special abilities, because she could make the world smile. And now that's at a month ago today, um, she died in a house fire trying to save her cat, because you save the cat, right? I'd want to save the cat. So how do you, that kind of puts a perspective on life, doesn't it? Everybody's all upset about masks. Yeah. 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 How, how do you, how do you live past that? You'd have to be really, really strong. But happy, the one thing I do know is your community has really come out and supported you, and people, and yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, happy, there's just not a lot that would be just stupid. I can't give you it. I can't say anything. I don't know what to say. But, you know, I just feel like everything I would want to say to you would be super, super trite. You want to say, oh, she's in a better place. But, you know, because my kid, best place for my kid is in my arms, you know? Um, yeah. And her sister, when we had her on the show, her sister said that um, she just used to make everybody smile, and she was teased quite a bit at school. And her sister, when she come home, she just tell them, you don't have to listen to what they say. That's not who you really are. Um, the world can be really cruel. The world can be so, so cruel. And especially to people who are different. Um, People who love unconditionally, no matter what. People who let you see who they really are. And a lot of people with different abilities are like that, which is one of the things I just absolutely adore about them, is you know where you stand. And they're always very forgiving. So yeah. Um, and when you got a mom like Happy, with the name Happy, I hope that someday you'll find reasons to live up to your name again, to be able to walk in, not live up to, that's a really shitty thing, to be able to walk in the divineness of being happy. Um, yeah, so here's what Happy said. Um, Elijah McLean. No, her daughter it was a girl, Max. She was a daughter. So Happy, are you still on here? Could you put your daughter's name up again so people will see it? So what Happy asked us to do was to hug our kid and remember her daughter. So perhaps that would be um, something we could all walk away from this with, like having for a bright spot. is to just remember and, say a little prayer that happiness can return. I think Happy might have gone. I hope you're still there. Would you? Grace. That was her name. I remember now. That kind of hits you, doesn't it? Her name was Grace, and she lived her life being graceful, gracious, teaching people how to be gracious, not by telling them how to do it, but by showing them how to do it. Yeah, Grace. So, Grace, here's to you. Thank you for, even though you only had a few, she was a young kid. Like here's 10 or 13, 10 or 13. You're only here for a dozen years or so, but you've impacted an entire community and a family, and now you're doing all these people here are getting to feel something again besides frustration. Wow. All right. I'm going to take some grace with me. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means for you or for me, but yeah. So Happy, I'm sorry. And we will all hug our children, hug the person near us. And tomorrow, we're going to all remember the name Grace and give a little in honor of your kid. And don't be a stranger. We all need a little bit of Happy in our community here. So you are an elevated member of this community. Yeah, it kind of puts the B on. Okay, you know what is so funny? So what I love about life is that we're kind of all going along, doing our things, and then something like that comes on, and it just puts a screeching halt on the world. But the theme is still the same of this whole show that we've been talking here, this whole conversation. It's about being us, being real. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel something. It's okay to feel a lot. And when Happy popped on there and said that, the world just went and sucked down to this little thing like this. And I love that. You got me, Happy. You crushed. You kind of filled my soul with air, with life, with perspective. You just enveloped me, and all the blood inside started moving again and rushing through and going, huh. Yeah. So thank you. And we will remember Grace. All right. Wow. Isn't life amazing? Pretty crazy, huh? Thank you, God. Thank you for loving me and letting me do what I do. Thank you for covering my ass, giving voice to people, bringing happiness into my life. And in the end, it's all because of your grace.